Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I am the Fuzz, and I'm here to entertain you. So, I want to talk about two of our favorite cards, Unicorn and Gnome. You know who I'm talking about. Those fellas that love to destroy spells, but they, here, we'll just pull up this one. But, they don't give anything back. So I started thinking, I think one of the easiest way to fix these guys and make them not quite so ridiculous is to just give them a downside, you know? Give them something that makes them not always the best thing to use. So it has already been suggested on the forums by, I think, Clone, to give the Unicorn an effect such that when it destroys a spell or artifact, then give that player some life. So here's my version of a Unicorn, and we'll get to this guy later. Unicorn, when it destroys a spell or artifact, the controller of that spell or artifact gains life equal to the mana cost and level of that spell. So, you destroy a big spell, your opponent gets a lot of life. Seems fair to me. And also, by gaining the life, the person who just lost a spell, and presumably quite a bit of tempo, you know, has a little bit more breathing room now that they get a little bit more life. So, seems fair to me. Now, this guy, I have a special plan for this guy. So, what I think he should be is, when he comes into play and destroys a spell or artifact, the controller should draw a card. Seems pretty fair, right? That way, it's not like 2 for 1 every single time he's played. Now it's just a trade. Your opponent loses a spell, but he gets a card. Pretty fair. Or, use it on your own spells to draw cards. Why not, right? And also, I would like to put a cap on the amount of energy that this guy gives. I think equal to the cost of the destroyed card is too much. Just 1, honestly. There's a lot of already powerful spells where even just 1 energy is a lot. Now, what brought this up? There's another card that is kind of similarly powerful at countering stuff, but that card has a downside. Let's go check it out, shall we? So it's this little card. Our good friend, Blood Witch Harpy. So, she has a similar power level. The power level of her effect is similar. You know, each hero loses a level 1 creature every turn. Now, that's pretty powerful. But, that player gains a mana. So, it's not a total loss. Yes, you played a 1-level creature, they played a Harpy, you lost it, but now you have 1 extra mana. So, that's something. It's not always going to be enough to cover it, but it's something. It gives the other player something back. There is a downside to it. And also, you can use it on yourself, purposefully stacking some low-level creature to be able to ramp into something bigger. And so this, you know, upside-downside aspect of this card is what made me think, why don't more things have downsides like that? Bloodwitch Harpy is, I think, very well designed. It's a very cool card. But Unicorn and Gnome have no downsides, and I think they should have some. Speaking of other things I think should have downsides but don't, this guy's hero power is basically almost like a Cataclysm. 3 damage doesn't destroy everything, but it destroys a whole lot. And it seems a little unfair that there is no downside to using it. You just nuke the board. It's like a handheld Cataclysm every 3 turns. That's pretty damn good. And it makes it difficult to try to build a board because every 3 turns, your board goes away. Because 3 damage kills a very large portion of the creatures in the game right now. And that kind of sucks. And compare this guy to this power. So this is also basically reusable removal, right? Every other turn, deal 3 damage to something. But there is a cost. You have to discard a card. So you're effectively converting a card into a fireball, in a sense. Now the card is random as well, so you could get screwed. But the important thing is, there is a cost. You don't just get to kill stuff for free. And that is my issue with the Advanced Ash hero power, is that it does all that stuff for free. I mean, clearing the board is about as powerful of a hero power as you could possibly get. And why does it cost nothing? I'm not gonna say that every hero power should cost like a discard, because some of them aren't nearly powerful enough, but some should. There should be some balance between the basic and the advanced, so that the advanced powers don't just, you know, crap all over the basic ones. I mean, let's face it, basic Zash is basically dumpster tier. Burke is alright, but why would you play Burke when you can play advanced Zash? Okay, occasionally you might want to be able to board control earlier with your hero power. Well, let's be honest here. I would much rather clear the board. So that's all I wanted to talk about before the upcoming release. Just the thought on some of these cards. Don't just make cards that are just always good all the time. Give them some kind of a counterweight, even if it's small, so that they feel balanced. If Gnome and Unicorn had these downsides, I think most people would be okay with them being in the game. Because let's face it, we need answers to spells and artifacts. We just don't want them to be overpowered. You make them less overpowered, maybe a little bit more accessible if later down the line we gain some way to multicolor more conveniently, because right now, other than just running the two specific colors, you would have to use Obelisk of Unity. And honestly, I want to run 3-color decks somehow, in some way. But that is a topic for another day. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a little bit. And see you soon. When the cards come out, when the game is ready, we'll all be there cheering for our brave developers. Have yourselves the best day possible.